Alright guys, how we going? Welcome to this week's track guide. Alright, this week we're going to be tackling the upcoming Bathurst 1000 Enduro. So, 161 laps around Mount Panorama in the V8 Supercar. It's going to be a bit grueling, but anyway, here we go. So today I've set us up on a 74 degree track, 24% humidity, which is about what we expect on the day, around midday, looking at the forecast. And testing is at 64%. So yeah, pretty well what we're expecting. Obviously no marbles, but yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick outlap. And pretty much we're just going to talk through the nuances of the lap. Got to turn down my force feedback a little bit, but yeah, alright, let's go. Should be right. Beautiful. Alright, so coming out of pit lane. This is... So turn one on our right hand side there, hill corner. Basically braking at the 100 meter mark, and then we are going to do all our braking in a straight line. Release the brakes as we're coming off. We're trading steering angle for turning. Try and dip our wheels as close as we can to that curb without touching that curb. And then the main straight here. Alright, so coming up to the pedal sign here, this is a bit of a mound. So keep battling, try not to do any course corrections crazy. Alright, looking for this 100 meter mark, hard on the brakes, down through the gears, braking in a straight line again. As you release and you're turning in third, trying to dip your wheel right into that crevice there, right beside that curb. Hard on the accelerator when you're pointed about here. You can touch that curb, go over it. Bring it out to this right hand side. Alright, up to fourth. Release the accelerator, probably about 10 meters before there. Now you want to have a little brake as soon as you're releasing the accelerator. And then I point my car about here. And I go down through the gears. And I'll be down into second gear. As I'm releasing, I'm turning in around about here. Now slowly adding steering angle, slowly adding steering angle. We get to about this point. You want to straighten the wheel and accelerate towards that wall. After you get a bit of grip, you want to course correct again. And then you want to aim to be touching this curb, but not too hard. So if you just hit that white line, I think that's pretty well perfect. You can kiss it, it just unsettles the car. Alright, now I'll back up a little bit here. This is really important because as we're coming out of this corner here, what we're doing is we're looking. There's a little course correction that happens. A little change of the barriers here. That's what we're aiming at. So we're trying to use all the track here, bringing it out as wide as we can go, out touching the wall. We release the accelerator a little bit, turn in, and I aim to hit that curb pretty well. Now that'll push you out towards this, and you need to just feather the throttle, make sure that you can not hit that wall, plan it. Alright, now you want to get out about 3/4 of the way across. And then you want to aim to the left, and you're going to sweep across here towards great. Alright, now don't touch the Etihad wall, but then you want to release again. As soon as you get to about here, cam plant it. So it's a bit off camber, and you're going to slide towards this wall, but you should aim to hit that curb and right along this wall. As you get to that previous curb, you need to release off the accelerator, turn in, make sure you turned in really well. You can kiss this curb, you can get on a little bit, and you want to be fully on the power by then. Now you can use that curb, doesn't seem to affect you, just don't touch that grass. Alright, now, skyline. So I go from fourth, I hold fourth all the way through Quarry, Reed Park. Now, top of skyline here, I aim to be around about 1 meter to 2 meters off the left hand side here. Now what that does is it allows me to turn in pretty late and keep a relatively straight line. The straighter a line I can have, the easier it is for me to brake in a straight line, and I can carry more speed through the entry. That means if I've stuffed up, overheated my tires, I know that I can't get out very wide here, and I lose about 10k an hour overall speed through the top section here through skyline. So bring it out wide. And then what we're going to do, we're going to aim at this wall here in this trajectory, lightly on the brakes. So we want to be about 20-30% max. Release the brakes, course correct, brake a little bit more. Now what I'm doing here, I'm aiming my left wheels for this green AstroTurf. We're going to course correct again as the 4 wheels hit the ground. This is where we do the majority of our braking here. So we're hitting 40-50% here, releasing the brakes, turning in, a little bit of a double apex. I want to get it tucked into this here. So when we're about this position, about the end of the curb, this is where you give it a squeeze, a dab of the brakes, release the brakes. As you're releasing the brakes, that's going to rotate that rear around. Now, you want to get pretty close to this wall. The closer you can get to this wall, the better, because it kind of rotates you and dips you in, and it will enable you to get on the power much earlier. So at this point we're in second gear. Now we want to head straight towards this sign, get all the way in this curb as close as we can to this wall. Should be full accelerator by now. Into third, into fourth. Now release the accelerator, down into third. Now we're on the brakes here a little bit. As we get over this hump, this is where we're starting to introduce a lot of brake. Down into second here, down into first here, and we're aiming at this point. So I try and aim for the center of my car to be just off to the right hand side of this crevice here. So I'll back up the hill again, explain it again one more time slowly. Oh, not doing it real good. I drive better forwards than I do back, it turns out. Very good. Alright, so we're coming across here. We'll course correct as we're coming around. What I'm doing, I'm setting my eyes, looking straight for that corner. Now what this is going to enable us to do is, as we're coming out of here, we should be pointed in the right direction to be braking. Once again, don't want to overstress these tires. Down into first. What that does will help us slow down. And as we get to about this point right here, this is where we're going to turn in, rotate the car, and we want to try and kiss this, not touch it, but get as close as we can. On the accelerator, by the time we get to the apex, into second, drift out, don't hit that wall. I find what I do with my steering is a little bit weird. It's probably not great, but I try and accelerate a little bit in a straight line, and then I course correct after I've got a little bit of my initial acceleration done. That's probably just poor work on my my right foot, my loud pedal, but is what it is. Alright, coming down the main straight here, what we're doing, I touch that grass a little bit. What we do here, now we want to kiss this curb. Now you're carrying a lot of speed through here. Now, as we're getting to 170, 170 is my brake marker. Hard down through the gears, blipping massively. You don't want to be, you want to be shifting down earlier than you think, apart from into second. Second I always leave a little bit longer than I think. Releasing off the brakes on the accelerator. Now you are going to drift out here. You're going to get to about here. At this point, you want to feather the accelerator, get it put in the right direction, get on it hard. Alright, once you're in here, you're going to go to fourth. Now I look for about the 110 meter mark. At that point, I start applying the brakes pretty hard, and I work all the way up to about 80%. Now I know you can go a little bit harder here, I can't. As we release the brakes, we're turning in, once again, trading 1-to-1 angle. Alright, let's go for a hot lap. Alright guys, so because I didn't accelerate at that last corner, we kind of stuffed up. But anyway, alright, here we go. 110, down into second, big blips. As we're getting off, tuck into that curve, get on the accelerator, off camber, go as we can. Alright, accelerate out, looking for that 100-ish meter mark, hard on the brakes. As we're releasing, we're turning in, trying to get all the way into that curve. Be patient on that accelerator. So you want to rev this out all the way as well. Something I didn't mention, I aim for like 73-50 on the RPM, and then I'll shift. Beautiful. Alright, so we're looking for about the 105-110 meter mark here. Alright, went in a little bit hard there, that's alright. We'll still get on the power. Threw away about 410s, but whatever. Alright, off. Brake in a straight line into second. Turning in nice and early on the accelerator. Now the bit that I didn't mention, there's a lift here. I always lift as I hit that and get my power down much earlier when I do that. So when we're in a straight line, accelerating hard. Alright, beautiful. Drifting out, off. Back onto the accelerator. That was probably a little bit early, that's alright. Oh, there's a messy lap, that's alright. Okay. Oh. So I always shift into second there as well, a little bit earlier. So if you come around that corner in first and accelerate, you're very much more likely to light up those tyres. So it's a very messy lap. Ignore the times. I'm into the 5s on a push lap, but that's alright. Alright, so 170. Hard on the brakes. Feathering. Beautiful. Alright, 110. Hard on the brakes. Tucker in. Accelerate when we're putting in a straight line. There we go. Alright, 207.6. It's probably race pace, so not going to complain too much, but it's a messy top section. Anyway, guys, alright, well, hope that one helped. Apologies, I couldn't do a better lap, but we're in a bit of a time crunch here. Got to feed a baby. Beautiful. Alright, cheers.